Live from Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas, it's KSWU News.
Hello everyone and welcome to KSWU News. I'm Kara Potasio.
And I'm Carly Willis.
Today on the show, the World Series is coming to an end today. We'll give you updates on the last game between the Kansas City Royals and the San Francisco Giants.
Also, sexual assault is one of the most unreported crimes of today, where only about 40% of crimes go reported to the police. We'll talk about how some universities are taking a stance on that later.
But first, the folks of NASA are thankful to report that there are no injuries after a rocket exploded during launch. Last night, NASA tried to launch a rocket that was contracted out of the Orbital Sciences Corporation on the Virginia coast. The rocket was carrying over 50,000 pounds of supplies and experiments to the International Space Station. The rocket failed 6 seconds after launching. NASA says there are significant property and vehicle damage, but no one was hurt. Orbit will lead an investigation along with the Federal Aviation Administration, with NASA assisting to help find the cause of the problem. The launch director said the spacecraft contained classified equipment. The rocket and the spacecraft together cost $2 million. AT&T is in legal trouble after its unlimited data plan. The Federal Trade Commission is suing the company, claiming the wireless carrier misled customers into thinking they had unlimited data to use and then slowed down their connection speeds if they used too much. The FTC says the practice known as throttling affected at least 3.5 million customers. In some places, internet speeds were reportedly reduced as much as 90%. AT&T calls the allegations baseless and says it has been transparent with its customers all along.
Sorry, we're experiencing some technical difficulties right now. Roughly 150 travelers arrive in the U.S. from the Ebola hot zone every single day. Right now, health officials are tracking passengers in 6 key states. 70% of these passengers are arriving in New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, and Georgia. State health officials are monitoring those passengers for 21 days. They are getting daily temperature checks, and travel is restricted for those with higher risk cases. Right now, Georgia is tracking 68 total people. Pennsylvania is monitoring more than 100. Maryland monitors 10 to 20 passengers a day. And Virginia will only say that their number of people being monitored is in the double digits. New York and New Jersey have not provided any numbers. New CDC guidelines only require isolation for individuals showing symptoms of Ebola. Yet some states are taking matters into their own hands. People are being quarantined even without showing any symptoms in Connecticut and Illinois. Officials will use face-to-face meetings, phone calls, and possibly even Skype to keep up with the passengers. That's the news for now. We are going to Fatima Obaid with the news package.
The 5th annual Tales on the Trail will be Saturday, November 1st at the Shawnee North Community Center. The event is a fundraiser that helps benefit the Helping Hands Humane Society right here in Topeka.
Thankfully, we've been in our new facility for just over a year, well, almost 2 years. In January, it'll be 2 years. And it took us over 10 years to raise that money. But the Helping Hands Humane Society, the brand new building, is completely paid for thanks to donations from everyone in our viewing area. And we are so thankful to be debt-free, and that's huge. But it still takes over $1,000 every year to house the animals.
The event was started 5 years ago by 2 local Topekans, Lena and Linda, who wanted to help raise money so the animals could move into the new building on 21st and Bell. They also wanted the animals to have more exposure to the Topeka community so that they would have a better chance of getting adopted.
To me, it's just a labor of love because their animals can't speak for themselves, so there have to be humans who are willing to speak for them. Thankfully, there are many, many volunteers who get out the word. And
because of Tales on the Trails, the Humane Society has been able to raise $49,000 in just the past 4 years.
It's wonderful just to see their personalities and to know you saved them and they know you saved them, and they'll be your best friend, your most loyal friend for the rest of your life or theirs.
Tales on the Trail will start at 10 in the morning, registration starting at 8:30 in the morning. Because it is the day after Halloween, this year there will be a pet costume contest. There are going to be prizes for if you and your pet look alike, pet owner matching contest, and best pet costume. To register online, go to Helping Hands Humane Society's website. I'm Fatima Obeid reporting for KSWU News.
All right, it is important to note that all of the animals that Helping Hands Humane Society obtains take care of them until they are able to find a new home. We apologize for those technical difficulties and we'll be back right after this.
Come be a part of the action and show your Ichabod pride on Saturday, November 15th at 2 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, when your Washburn Ichabods take on defending Division II national champion Northwest Missouri State in the Fall Classic. Get your tickets today by calling 785-670-BODS or go online to WUtickets.com. We can't wait to see you at Arrowhead. Go BODS!
A river of molten lava bearing down the town of Pa'ua on Hawaii's Big Island. A 2,000-degree river of lava that has been approaching for months is now searing the town. The lava from the Kilauea volcano is moving at about 30 feet an hour. The leading edge is knee-high, but behind it, the depth is over 8 feet. Evacuation of the town has already started. Crews race to construct new roads around the lava to keep an evacuation route open. All right. And now the current weather for the U.S. The West Coast is experiencing more rain along the Oregon and Washington, but Montana and North Dakota are starting to see some snow. Other parts of the Midwest are experiencing some rain, and the temperatures haven't dropped low enough to cause snow just yet. Right now, Kansas and Oklahoma have a high-pressure system keeping the temperatures up for the two states. Thunderstorms and rain are passing through parts of Texas and Georgia. Florida is having some nice weather with lots of sun. The rest of the East Coast is dry in the southern part, but the northern part is having some rain. As you can see, Pennsylvania is having a huge cold front coming through and a ton of rain. And that's the current weather conditions. Let's look at current temperatures. The northern half of the U.S. is experiencing cold temperatures in the 50s, 40s, and 30s. You can see some of the snow is in Montana, with the western part of the state in the 40s and 30s. As we go further south, the several states are still in the 70s. The southern coast is still warm with the temperatures in the 80s. And now that's the weather for now. Let's go to Trevin Edelman with the sports.
Thank you, Fatima. Tonight, baseball fans everywhere stop what they would otherwise be doing and get a chance to watch a game that every baseball fan lives for, Game 7 of the World Series. Although their favorite team might not be playing, a Game 7 has a certain mystique surrounding it. It is the pinnacle of playing 162 games and then making your way through the playoffs only to have your place in history come down to a winner-take-all final. So for most fans, that is why they'll be tuning in to see San Francisco take on the Kansas City Royals. But for two fan bases, it is much more than that. For the fans in San Francisco, it is a chance to see their team cement their franchise as a dynasty, winning 3 World Series in 5 years. For Kansas City fans, it's a chance for them to say goodbye to years and years of heartache that the team has caused. A chance to forget about the past full of 100 lost seasons and finishes in last place, and to celebrate what they've been waiting for since 1985. And all that is riding on one game at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Ned Yost will put Jeremy Guthrie on the mound to bring the trophy to Kansas City, and Bruce Bochy will start Tim Hudson to try and steal Game 7 from the Royals. Both pitchers started Game 3, which Guthrie and the Royals won 3-2. First pitch will be at 7:07 on Fox. And as the baseball season comes to an end, another season is preparing for the final half of theirs. College football experienced some history this week as they unveiled their first official ranking of the teams in college football. The College Football Playoff Committee met and debated which teams should earn the top 4 spots in the ranking. If the season ended today, Mississippi State, Florida State, Auburn, and Ole Miss would play in the 4-team playoff to determine a champion. The committee said that these rankings are fluid and that will change by the December 7th deadline. One local team did make it inside the top 10. Kansas State is 6-1, and they achieved a ranking of 9th place. Their play has been a big part of their success, but their fans really help when they are playing at home. As the sun rises early on a Saturday morning, you can already find die-hard Kansas State fans filling the parking lots of Bill Snyder Family Stadium. They are up and at 'em, ready to have a good time.
Everyone's out here early, 11 o'clock kickoff. Everyone's here at like 8 o'clock, ready to go. Second off, it's just a family. The K-State motto, but it truly resembles the really football tailgate atmosphere. Everyone's willing to share drinks, offer a hot dog or two, and then just ready to go cheer on the Cats.
And what better way to cheer on their Wildcats than to get together 5 hours before kickoff? As the case was with Saturday's 11 a.m. kickoff, the lots opened at 6 a.m. This can only add to the craziness of what's already to be a wild day.
Being a K-State on a game day, it's crazy, outgoing, a ton of people here. It's just a good all-around atmosphere. It gets you pumped up for the game.
Many fans have spent their entire lives coming to these games. They have made memories that will last forever. But some fans are just beginning to make memories of their own.
Last year, I actually worked parking, and it was a late November game, freezing cold. We all just had to cuddle in a van, and then when parking was done, I went in, and there's nothing better than a freezing cold football game. Ready to just bond each other and truly just make just one memorable experience.
Some memories are made in victory and some in defeat.
Even though we lost the Auburn game, it was a lot of fun just because the energy was so high in the stadium. It was just a thrill to be there.
Win or lose, there's always a good time to be had at a Kansas State football game. So if you find yourself in Manhattan on a game day, be ready to be in a good mood from the moment the sun begins to rise. I'm Trevin Edelman for KSWU Sports. K-State won their homecoming game on Saturday 23-0 over Texas. Back to Carly and Kara with more news.
All right, coming up on the show, we'll talk to a man whose involvement has led him to many consultations and support to various projects on campus. Right after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to KSWU News. Today I'm joined with Tom Underwood. He is the Director of Leadership Washburn at Washburn University. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom.
You're welcome.
So I'd like to know a little bit about this first, because I think some people get confused between Leadership Washburn and Washburn Institution. So what's the difference? What is Leadership Washburn?
Leadership Washburn is really it's a year-long program that's targeted for faculty and staff at Washburn University. So while we try to be student-centered on what we're doing, since that's our focus, it's our primary customer, if you will, for being an employee of Washburn, the target audience, the participants are all faculty and staff at Washburn and Washburn Tech.
Okay, all right, and can you tell us a little bit about your position?
Well, it was somewhat of an evolved position. 4 or 5 years ago, Dr. Cindy Hornberger with the President's Office contacted myself and some other colleagues about helping to develop a leadership program for faculty and staff. And that's part of what I do at the university, is helping to develop and implement professional education programs. And so by virtue of my other jobs, my other duties at the university, and by kind of being in charge of the development and implementation, it's more of an informal title of Director of Leadership Washburn. But the responsibility of coordinating and coordinating not only the participation, coordinating the curriculum, those kinds of things fall under my watch.
Okay. And how long has how long have you been in that position, and then how long has it been around?
Well, the program, we are in its 4th year now, and so I've been there from the very beginning. And so we're starting our 4th class. We have 25 participants per class, so by the end of this year we will have served 100 faculty and staff at Washburn and Washburn Tech.
Wow. And how do you go about selecting these faculty members to be a part of that?
It's a bit of a process. Thus far we've been inviting individuals to nominate themselves or to nominate somebody else. So we've had nominations from executive staff for some of their staff. We've had nominations from colleagues for other colleagues, especially people who have gone through the program and have seen value, have been very good about nominating their colleagues to participate. Once they nominate somebody or themselves, we ask them to submit information, to submit basically a brief essay, some biographical information. And then we select based upon a couple different criteria. First of all, we want the group to be very broad-based, very eclectic. We don't want everybody, say, from the college, or we don't want everybody from Washburn Tech. We want a good mixture of faculty and staff. And then we also take a look at the quality of what they've submitted in their application.
Okay. So it's based on a nominating thing. It's based on nominations, and then you go over them all. Now, I know that they're divided up into teams or sections. How does that work?
Well, there's a couple things that we do as a component of the program. I mean, one of the outcomes of the program is that people are challenged to reflect upon their own self, their own need to improve themselves as leaders, maybe what things might be lacking for themselves. So one of the outcomes is that they develop their own individualized leadership action plan. And that's just kind of a roadmap for themselves. But the other piece that they do, we think as leaders, is that they have to contribute to their organization. And so we take the group of 25 and divide them into 5 groups of 5, And we look at some aspect of the university that they might think could be improved upon. And so they work in small groups to help look at how can we improve the organization that we are a part of.
Okay. Well, for those of you just joining us, I'm here with Tom Underwood. He's the director of Leadership Washburn, which I would say, based on what you've said, I mean, it's faculty members getting together, becoming better leaders, and trying to fix problems on campus, correct?
That's basically it.
Okay,
that's correct.
Great. So what are some of the activities that you are currently working on?
Some of the different projects. We're at the point right now, we're still kind of in the project identification. We got some ideas from the executive staff. Part of what we do is not to give the groups projects, but not to say, here's your issue to address. Part of the importance of this is for leaders to identify what they think they should be working on within their small groups. The other piece of this is that the small groups are very eclectic. We intentionally make sure that it's faculty with staff from various areas. So it's not necessarily like you're in a group of people who are just like you. In fact, quite the opposite. We look at diversity as much as we possibly can. And so we have a group of 5 people from different life experiences, different perspectives of the university. But part of creative problem solving is taking the strengths that everybody has and how can we channel that to address the issue.
Okay. Do you have any events coming up?
You know, it's a very full program. We start out in September as a 2-day orientation, and part of that orientation is that the group goes out to Camp Jayhawk to the ropes course, which is kind of an exciting, fun, sometimes scary time for people. In October, we look at strategic planning and we look at problem-solving approaches. The program coming up here this next month is looking at more of leadership and self and organization. In January, we're going to be going to the State House, and part of this is we're talking with state leaders with a focus on higher education. Not only the State House, but then we're also going to the Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce, where we're going to hear some presenters from the Chamber of Commerce in the city of Topeka.
Okay, all right. My final question for you would be, this is obviously pretty important, but how has it impacted Washburn so far?
Well, I think that's a multifaceted answer to that. I think one of the things, if you ask people who have gone through the program, one of the things that they've gained from it is a more holistic understanding of the university. You know, like any other organization, we tend to work in our own little areas, our own little, whether it's a department or within a certain school or academic area or the print shop or wherever you might be working, and that tends to be what our focus is. And it's easy for us to be very focused and myopic in that area. And part of Leadership Washburn is that we really encourage and almost coerce people to engage and have a broader scope. And so I think it makes them better employees. And if they're better employees, and hopefully they're serving students better then.
Oh, that's a perfect answer. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
I can't thank you enough. It's been great learning about Leadership Washburn because, I kind of thought Leadership Washburn and Washburn Institution were the same thing, but
Right.
It's good to know, how faculty are becoming better leaders for us, and hopefully that'll translate out around campus.
We hope so.
Oh, thank you so much for joining
You're
us. Coming up, we'll get the latest news in Hollywood right after this.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever. School out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place. help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
Come be a part of the action and show your Ichabod pride on Saturday, November 15th at 2 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, when your Washburn Ichabods take on defending Division II national champion Northwest Missouri State in the Fall Classic. Get your tickets today by calling 785-670-BODS or go online to WUtickets.com. We can't wait to see you at Arrowhead. Go BODS!
Welcome back to KSWU News. It's been a big week for Taylor Swift. Taylor's new album, 1989, was released on Monday. This is her 5th album and first musical endeavor without the country music label. During a promotional appearance on Good Morning America, Swift announced that she's been named New York City's Global Welcome Ambassador. Taylor will also headline Ryan Seacrest's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Amanda Bynes, on the other hand, will stay in psychiatric care for at least 30 more days. Her doctors asked a judge to extend her stay at the psychiatric facility again. Bynes was eligible for release on Monday, but doctors said she isn't well enough to be discharged. She first entered the facility on October 10th, following a DUI arrest. British singer Phil Collins donated his collection of artifacts to the people of Texas. Collins has been a fan of the Alamo since age 5 after watching King of the Wild Frontier. Collins started collecting artifacts in 1994. His collection includes one of Davy Crockett's original rifles and the fringed leather pouch he used to carry his ammo. Collins spent nearly $15 million on his collection. He kept his collection in the basement of his Switzerland home before bringing it back to Texas. The Alamo Endowment says it's working on funding a permanent home to showcase the entire collection. Melissa Rivers has hired a New York-based law firm to look into her mother's death. Joan Rivers' daughter asked the firm to determine the facts and circumstances surrounding the medical procedure that led to her mother's death. Joan Rivers went into cardiac arrest during a throat procedure at Manhattan's Yorkville Endoscopy Clinic in late August. She died on September 4th. Earlier this month, the medical examiner ruled Rivers died of complications from low blood oxygen. That's this week's Hollywood news. Coming up on the show, there are some new developments happening in the city of Ferguson. Find out more when we come back.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
After months of protests and unrest between the public and the police, Ferguson's top cop is expected to step down. Ferguson Police Chief Thomas Jackson became the face of the department after a white officer killed an unarmed black teenager. Jackson was openly criticized as his officers arrested protesters and marched in the streets wearing military gear. The Justice Department also announced it is investigating Ferguson Police. Local officials say they hope the resignation would help reduce tension in Ferguson before the grand jury reaches a decision on whether or not Officer Darren Wilson will be charged in Michael Brown's death. Ferguson city leaders will ask the St. Louis County Police Chief to take over if Jackson leaves the department. Jackson could resign as early as next week. According to the U.S. Department of Justice National Crime Victimization Survey, every 2 minutes another American is sexually assaulted. Here's Cara Protasio with more.
Sexual assault can happen anywhere. However, it is being reported more at college campuses throughout the nation. An organization called It's On Us has created a national campaign to end sexual assault. The organization created a pledge that people can take. Washburn's president, Jerry Farley, took the pledge along with students and faculty to stop sexual assault at Washburn University.
I pledge to intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
According to the organization, the pledge is a personal commitment to help keep women and men safe from sexual assault. It is a promise not to be a bystander to the problem, but to be part of the solution.
It's really important that Washburn takes this pledge because it is on us. It is on us to keep our peers and our friends and our families safe.
Cassie White, president of Washburn Student Government Association, believes that this is an important step for change.
We can't be bystanders. We can't just put it off. It can't be something that just happens to those other people. It's happening all around us.
I'm Cara Protasio, reporting for KSWU News.
You can take the pledge online at itsonus.org.
Google is searching for the cure for cancer. The company is working on a wearable device that would detect cancer and other diseases before their onset. The device would monitor nanoparticles in the body and detect minor swings in tumor cells and other diseases. The head of Google Life Sciences Division said it's time for healthcare to become more proactive. Oil prices are down 25% from the recent break in June. The demand is slowing and China and the U.S. is producing a whole lot of oil. The national average is down more than 30 cents in the past month alone. This is the lowest it has been since December of 2010, according to AAA. Several states have prices below $3 a gallon. Americans are now spending $100 million less on gas than they did this time last year. Experts say that we will see even lower prices across the country in the coming weeks. Whatever your plans are this Friday, Carly has some tips to make sure that your Halloween holiday is safe as can be.
This year, Halloween will fall on a Friday evening. This will mean children can stay out extra late, trick-or-treating and enjoying their loot without school to wake up for the next day. This also can mean an assortment of activities and parties taking place on the same night. Extra caution must be observed in order for everyone to have a safe and happy Halloween. Accidents on Halloween night are unfortunately common, but by following some simple tips, people of all ages can enjoy the holiday. According to the Huffington Post, the most trending Halloween costume for the state of Kansas this year is the ever-popular Minion costume. So Topeka area viewers, watch out for the little yellow guys from Despicable Me when you're out and about this Friday. I caught up with Christy Pankratz, director of Safe Streets in Topeka, for some tips on how everyone can enjoy their Halloween.
Trust their instincts this holiday season. If something seems off or seems wrong, it usually is. So we encourage you to trust your instincts moving forward. If you have little ones who are trick-or-treating this year, we encourage a parent or an adult to go with them, to know the houses that you're going to, and to also make sure costumes have appropriate reflective tape on them and are easily seen at night. If you're handing out candy, make sure to have your porch light on, make sure your porch is kind of clear of debris like fallen leaves. I know at my house all the leaves are starting to fall this time of year, so make sure those are gone. If you have animals, make sure that stay away from the door.
Pankratz also told me to watch for children in between cars when on your way to or from a party. Enter and exit driveways carefully and watch for children in dark clothing. As always, observe the legal drinking age and check up with your friends often. As Pankratz said, if something feels wrong, it probably is. For KSWU News, I'm Carly Willis.
All of us here at KSWU News wish you to have a safe and happy Halloween. That's the news for now. Let's go to Fatima with the weather forecast.
Thank you, Kara. The weather currently in Topeka, Kansas is sunny. Today, Topeka will reach 63 degrees as the high, but will drop down to 45 degrees tonight. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 68 degrees. It's going to be a windy day with winds gusting to as high as 25 miles per hour. Thursday evening will get around 36 degrees for a low. Friday's weather will be sunny, but only 47 degrees for the Halloween day. Halloween night will be a cold one with a low around 28 degrees, so you might want to bring a jacket if you're going trick-or-treating. Saturday is going to be mostly sunny with only a high of 51 degrees. Sunday will get a little warmer with 61 degrees. It will be a bit breezy, though, with a 30% chance of some showers in the evening. Monday has a 40% chance of showers, but will be mostly cloudy with a high of 62. And finally, Tuesday will be partly sunny and around 61 degrees. And that's the weather forecast for the week. Back to Trevin with sports.
Thanks, Fatima. The Washburn Ichabods started off with a 10-0 lead at Central Oklahoma, but could not hold on to the lead as the football team fell 35-26 to the Broncos. The Ichabods jumped out to a 3-0 lead on a 20-yard field goal with their first drive of the game. Washburn then stretched out the lead to 10-0 with a 29-yard touchdown pass with 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. UCO took advantage of an unsuccessful onside kick by the Bods and scored on a 19-yard run with 1:51 to play in the first quarter. Washburn put up 2 more field goals, and UCO scored 2 more touchdowns by the time the game reached halftime. The Ichabods went to the locker room down 21-16. After blocking a UCO field goal, Washburn got 3 points of their own to start the second half. The two teams then traded touchdowns, making it 28-26, Broncos with 6:56 to play. UCO then put the game away by scoring a 60-yard touchdown to win the game. They won the game 35-26. The 2-6 Washburn Ichabods will host 4-4 Emporia State at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And on to volleyball now. The Washburn volleyball team is 2-1 in their last 3 games as they started off their 5-game road trip. The Ichabods swept Lindenwood 3-0 before being swept by Central Missouri in 3 sets. But they came back and topped Emporia State 3-0 last night. And the next 2 matches for the Ichabods will be Friday at Central Oklahoma and Saturday at Missouri Southern. Washburn is now 20-4 on the season and have 6 matches to play before the regional tournament. That's all for sports today. Can't wait to go home and watch the Royals and see them take the crown tonight. Hopefully, Kara and Carly, you guys get to do the same.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, Yeager Stadium is playing the game live on the Jumbotron, so students and Topekans can come over and watch it just for a $3 can donation. So if you're interested in watching, come over to Yeager Stadium tonight. All right, coming up, excuse me, we're going to have more about the movies in the box office right after this.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
Come be a part of the action and show your Ichabod pride on Saturday, November 15th at 2 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, when your Washburn Ichabods take on defending Division II national champion Northwest Missouri State in the Fall Classic. Get your tickets today by calling 785-670-BODS or go online to WUtickets.com. We can't wait to see you at Arrowhead. Go BODS!
Welcome back to KSWU News. This week in the box office, the #1 spot goes to Ouija. The supernatural thriller brought in $20 million in ticket sales just in time for Halloween. Taking the #2 spot last weekend, John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves, in the action film made just over $14 million. Finally coming up is in the #3 spot last weekend was Brad Pitt's Fury. Fury brought in $13 million. Opening up this weekend in movie theaters everywhere is Nicole Kidman's Before I Go to Sleep. Kidman plays a woman who loses her memory every time she goes to bed. The woman awakes every day with no memory due to a traumatic accident. Also opening this weekend is the film Nightcrawler. This drama follows a crime journalist who reports on the criminal acts of Los Angeles. And for you Saw fans out there, the 10th anniversary release of the first Saw film is bringing the film back to theaters. Fans can go see can go see the scary film on the big screen for 1 week in honor of the anniversary and Halloween. Speaking of scary movies, a horror film is being made into a television series. Which one could it be? Portia Brown has more.
If you watch scary movies, then you have seen Scream, the popular scary movie series that started in 1996 and has had 4 parts that were released. Tuesday afternoon, MTV made a very creative announcement. The company's Twitter page sent out a tweet with the phone number, and when you dial the number, you hear this recording.
Do you like scary TV? Scream is coming to MTV. October 2015.
The tweet also mentioned the new Twitter page for the series, which is @MTV Scream. There seems to be a lot of mixed reviews about this series turning into a television series. What do you, our viewers, think of this? We would love to know. Portia Brown reporting, KSWU News.
Scream will premiere on MTV next October, starring a 10-episode run. Coming up, we'll talk to a student and a special guest when we come back.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side. and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Welcome back to KSWU News. I'm Carly Willis, and I'm here with Terrence Jackson, who's the Programming Director for the Washburn University Black Student Union. It's good to have you with us, Terrence.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So what does your position entail within Black Student Union?
My position, I'm a programming chair in Black Student Union, so I try to help develop programs as much as I can and events coming up.
Okay. What kind of events coming up do you have, or what do you guys have going on right now?
Well, Black Student Union is hosting a forum on Election Day, November 4th at 7 p.m. in the Blair Room. And the forum is about getting involved and how that betters you academically, personally, and benefits the community. So we're kind of playing it off of the Election Day theme.
Okay. Now, what is BSU, as in what does it do for the campus?
Well, we are a building organization, so we're trying to get more people involved. So what we do is we look at diversity on campus and how it can be improved. And we try to come up with ways and methods to improve it and bring more resources to minorities.
Wonderful. And if you're just now joining us, I'm Carly Willis, and I'm here with Terrence Jackson, the Programming Director for Black Student Union here at Washburn. So who can join BSU here at Washburn?
Everybody can join BSU, and I feel like it can sometimes, the name can be sometimes misleading, Washburn Black Student Union. And a lot of people come up to me and they ask me, do I have to be black to be in BSU? I'm like, no, we welcome everybody because, we can't just have one side of the opinion. So we need everybody's opinion and input. So feel free to come, everybody.
All right. What is your favorite thing about BSU?
My favorite thing about BSU is that it has allowed me to be more involved and more present on campus. And it's opened up quite a few doors for me. And gotten my name out there.
Yes,
so.
And probably the same with everyone else who's joined.
Yes,
Lots of good opportunities. So when and where are meetings held right now?
Meetings are held in the upstairs of the LLC in the Myriad Room. I think I'm saying that right. At 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday.
Okay, so you had one yesterday then.
Yes, we had one last night.
What kind of things did you discuss last night?
Well, we were trying to get ready for our forum coming up here Tuesday, so that was the big task at hand. So.
Okay, and how can someone get involved if they are interested in joining BSU?
Just come and talk to, you'll probably see me around on campus, or talk to Quaniqua Jones or Shantae Moore, or no, Mitchell, Shantae Mitchell, and just ask around. We're easy to find, so just search for us.
Okay, is there a department here at Washburn that if someone was interested in, they could, like multicultural affairs or anything like that?
Yeah, you can definitely go to Multicultural Affairs or the campus activities and Greek life down in the basement of the Union.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Terrence.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Don't worry, 74 people will pick before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever.
School's out with
place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Come be a part of the action and show your Ichabod pride on Saturday, November 15th at 2 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, when your Washburn Ichabods take on defending Division II national champion Northwest Missouri State in the Fall Classic. Get your tickets today by calling 785-670-BODS or go online to WUtickets.com. We can't wait to see you at Arrowhead. Go BODS!
KSWU News has received a breaking news report from WSGA. Over in White Concert Hall, there is a live alligator. Jeff Corwin is on tonight at 7 p.m., and I know that's the same time as the Royals, but if you're interested or you were an Animal Planet fan as a child, Jeff Corwin and his alligator are there and ready to entertain for the cheap cost of a suggested donation of 3 cans.
All right, well, I don't know if I want to go see the alligator or not. I'm kind of scared, but I bet that'll be exciting for Washburn. Also tonight, like we said earlier, the game is happening at Yager Stadium. It's being broadcasted on the Jumbotron. It's also a suggestive donation of 3 canned items to help out with Can Emporia coming up this weekend. So.
Yeah, Game 6 at Yager Stadium had 500 people in and out over the evening last night. Yeah. So big numbers, and if you're looking to be entertained and you're here on campus, then go check out the big scoreboard at Yager Stadium.
Yep. Also coming up is Halloween. Carly, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I am Wonder Woman for Halloween. It's kind of silly, but I was never a superhero as a kid, and so I'd kind of been doing the same thing the last couple years. I was a Diet Coke can last year. So this year I'm being Wonder Woman. What about you?
I'm going to be a mermaid.
Oh, perfect.
Mermaid.
Perfect. Do you have Halloween plans?
I'm going to go to a friend's house who's having an annual Halloween party that he has every year. They have a haunted wood area, and so you go through it, and then people jump out at you, and all these crazy things happen, and it's fun and exciting, and there's a bonfire, and that's my favorite part.
Yes.
So, yeah, no trick-or-treating for me.
No, I'm going to be on the other end of that. Then I'm going to be handing out candy at home to children. And as you may have seen my graphic earlier, the most popular costume in Kansas for children this year is Minions. So if you're looking for a last-minute Halloween option, you can always be a Minion. You'll be in good company.
Yeah, a Minion. Let's see, my niece is she's being a mermaid as well, so we're going to be twinning. And then her family actually is dressing up like Guess Who characters from the game Guess Who. So that's kind of interesting because my brother-in-law is wearing a fake mustache, and it's really funny.
That's great. Do you have big plans for the weekend?
Not too much. Just enjoying and relaxing, getting a break from school. So.
I'm going to try to shake this cold while I'm home for the weekend. Well, that's all we have for now, so thank you for joining us here at KSWU News. As always, go like our Facebook page, and we're also on Twitter, so give us a follow, and we'll see you next week.